So to graph this rational function, you first want to factor if possible. So let's see if that factors. If it does, it's going to be x, and it's going to be one's going to be positive, one's negative because that's negative.
So positive 2 and negative 9.
So it's 2 and 9. 2 is positive, 9 is negative. Good. And now factor the bottom.
5 and 2.
And by the way, one of them is probably going to be the same as this. Otherwise, well, it doesn't have to be, but usually it works out that way. So 5 and 2, which is good because now this cancels, which means I have a hole at -2, right? -2, comma, plug -2 back into this one now, and you'll get -11 over 3. -11 over 3. So there's my hole, or my removable discontinuity, depending on how your teacher wants you to say it. Now, my new equation is really x minus 9 over x plus 5, where x does not equal -2. That's my new equation. So now I don't have to look at this one anymore. Don't even have to think about that. Just think of this one right here. Now, what is the vertical asymptote on that? Vertical asymptote is where the denominator equals 0. So your vertical asymptote,
it's -5.
x equals -5. Good. Your horizontal asymptote has to do with the degrees, and since the degrees are the same on the top and bottom, it's y equals 1 over 1, because those are the leading coefficients. So it's just y equals 1. When the degrees are the same, the horizontal asymptote is the ratio of leading coefficients.
I wrote that wrong then.
Okay, and then really the only other thing you have to do is just graph it, and you might have to plug in some extra points. So let's put our graph down here. I know my vertical asymptote is going to be at -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my vertical asymptote. My horizontal asymptote is at +1, so it's right there. Do I have any zeros? I should have checked those too. Zeros. How do I find zeros? I take my numerator and set it equal to 0. So what's the 0? 9 comma 0 is one of my zeros. So that's way over here somewhere, which tells me, and I could also find my y-intercept by just plugging 0 in for x, and then I would have -9/5 for y. So -9/5 is like almost -2. So it's down here. You don't have to make it exact. You're just putting them roughly in there because you know what's going to happen. It's going to approach. Because of this, you know it's going to approach like that. And this one, you know it's going to approach like that. And therefore, what is this? It can't be up here, right? Because then it wouldn't be a function.
Yeah.
And it can't be down here. Why not?
Because it's not the...
Because then you'd have another x-intercept. But you know you don't have another x-intercept. So it has to be up here. So there's your answer.
I was caught up on